Hey Aries, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your 2021 overview reading here. So, in your meditation, I was immediately in a classroom and I saw what was kind of like a bouquet of freshly sharpened pencils. That's a line from You've Got Mail, I think. Sitting and you were at your desk. The Aries Collective was sitting at a desk, and there was a teacher at the chalkboard and writing down the basics, like, 1 plus 2 and ABC and real rudimentary stuff. And then I saw this image of you being offered to, I heard you're going to skip a few grades. Now you're going to skip a few grades. This was the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, and now you're going to skip a few. And you were being given this option to skip a few, and in doing so, the work on the chalkboard got more difficult, right? And there was more responsibility, but what you were able to manifest and be involved in and partake in was at a higher grade, more akin to what you are actually capable of, as opposed to remaining in a more comfortable zone or comfort zone. And sometimes the zone that you're in isn't necessarily comfortable, but it's what you know. And sometimes even if it's unpleasant or doesn't feel good at all, there is still comfort in what you know, right? Oftentimes the unknown, even though it can be really incredible and we feel that it is, can elicit discomfort just because simply it's unknown, right? Which goes against our human nature of, desiring to know how something's going to be, how things are going to happen. Is it going to be worth the risk? Is it, what am I in for here, right? Yeah. So, but it does have this overall feeling where I feel like you are going to be presented with certain options and opportunities over the course of this year. And it's going to be, as always, completely and absolutely up to you. You can even cherry pick from these options and roads and paths, right? But you do have an opportunity to skip a few grades, was what I saw. And from that place, I feel like there's going to be a sort of larger sense of, wow, I am capable of a lot more than I ever could have dreamed of. And because I took this risk, or I took this chance, or I dared to do something different, or I pushed myself beyond my perceived limitations, I was able to manifest certain things that I either never thought I could, that I had given up on and thought were never going to happen, or I just never would have dreamed of. So it feels like the potential for a very high upgrade, okay? Or series of upgrades, I should say, really. All right, let's see what your animal energy is. 2021 Aries. And I feel like one of the key words is responsibility too, but in a good way. Like, as the Aries is the Emperor key, that is within your suit of strength, right? Responsibility. Ooh, golden egg at the bottom, 2 of Cups. Wow, so we have the Whale here. So this is really lovely. The Whale equates to, first of all, this is water energy and you guys are fire. So this is already, in opposition, and I don't mean a negative way, it's just a natural opposition to your home element of fire, right? So the opposite of water is fire, the opposite of air is earth, right? So I feel like for you guys in this context, there's a certain sense of, deep feeling, because this does equate to the Queen of Cups, which is about going with your intuition, connecting in with your intuition, and allowing it to inform you without putting it on a schedule or deciding how it's going to, work with and for you, right? I'm hearing to loosen the reins, or allow the, the form to take place in a way where it could lead to surprise, right? This is not something that wants to be overly curated by you. and there are times where a good curation is key. But I feel like for you guys for 2021, you're being asked to come from a place of allowance and allow things to unfold within and for you, because I feel like there's a lot of surprise ahead for you and a lot of potential for upgrade, right? I'm seeing the image of an airplane, like an airport. They say we're offering passengers, this plane has been overbooked or oversold. If you would like to, give up your seat, then we will offer you, a free ticket elsewhere plus an overnight stay at this 5-star hotel, whatever they offer, right? And I feel like that's the image for you guys. I'm having really strong deja vu. I do think there's going to be a lot of deja vu for you this year as well at certain pivotal moments, which is, for me, a key and sign that you are on your highest and best path, right? And I do feel like there's an aspect here of like, will you choose, right, to maybe inconvenient in you know, within this airport scenario, will you choose to maybe inconvenience yourself in the moment, but the reward on the other side, you end up taking it, and then you stay at this hotel and you meet someone, it's just like changes your life, whether it be a friend or you know, a new boss who has a job they want to hire, whatever it is. It's like allowing yourself to be open for happenstance and going with your gut, going with your feeling, following your feeling. It's very cool. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay. More water here. So we have 5 of Cups here coming in. So this is really interesting because the 5 of Cups is very much about perspective. Now, on the other hand, it is about, you know, traditionally speaking, it is about loss, right? It's a focus on what is not working as opposed to what is or what could. I just saw 555 on the timer. Honey, children. 5 is the number of change, y'all. But this is cured by a flip of perspective. I do feel like for you guys, this is very much about leaving behind, right, what you know. Remember when we were talking about, you know, sometimes even what you know is not necessarily what you want, or it doesn't necessarily feel great, but all, you know, it's you know it. So there's comfort in that, right? I feel like this is speaking of you, you know, having the option to venture away from what is known and upgrade to calmer, better, clearer waters. And I feel like this is emotional relationships as well, right? I feel like there's, you know, emotions here that they want to be cleared and healed, and you know, releasing some aspects of those emotions or emotional relationships, even toxic relationships that want to be left in the past. Oh, 5 of Cups, 555. Yeah, and we're going into a 5-year as well. So 5 is definitely your number for the year, Aries. Number of change. All right, we got 7 of Wands here. So 7 of Wands, remember the Wands rule the realm of passion, desire, artistry, but the Wands are really about the actions that we take, right? Movement. You know, this is my I'm bigger than my body gives me credit for key. That's what I always say when this comes up, a la John Mayer, right? Just really feels that way to me. This is surmounting any obstacles and standing taller because of it. Also, think about this in context of what comes after it, right? You surmount your obstacles, you're standing taller because of it, which upgrades you, keyword upgrades, to the 8 of Wands, which is upward movement and ascension and fast forward movement ahead. It's a big upgrade, right? I do feel like you're being lined up. I do feel like in a way these are a lot of options, and I feel like you're going to have an opportunity, well, a series of opportunities more like, right? To say like, do you want to remain with the status quo? If so, like live your life, right? Right on. There's no right or wrong. There really is not. These are just options and choices on a menu, right? Or are you willing to, you know, take a risk or do something different, right? And take a chance. Are you willing to follow a feeling around something that may be unknown or might even elicit fear within you because you're following a feeling and you feel like it's the absolute best thing for you to do, even though it may not make any logical sense at the moment, right? I'm just hearing like happy accidents. There's no risk without reward. There's this very strong sense of allowing yourself to do things differently, take a chance, you know, go home a different way, do something out of your routine, allow yourself to be open to experiences that you normally would have said no to. Okay, so we got the Devil energy here. This is Capricorn energy here. So this rules the realm of the 3D, everything that you can see and touch and feel, right? Now the Devil energy is really interesting, I feel like, especially within this context, because we're talking about flipping your perspective and freeing yourself from, you know, aspects of either yourself, your given circumstances, or your past for a good group of y'all, right, that are constricting, that are limiting. Now, I want to point something out. This rabbit here, rabbits, now there's a light side and a shadow side to everything. The light side of rabbit is its fertility, abundance, and opportunity, right? On the shadow side, rabbits are about fear, frozen in fear, overwhelmed, right? I feel like this is you being given an opportunity to, and I know this is going to sound a bit graphic, but this is what I'm getting, to chew through and destroy your fear. You're going to walk around these traps of the past. You're going to walk around your self-perceived limitations. You're going to chew through any fear, and as a result, upgrade. Right? Very cool. You know, I also want to say it's interesting how this reading is coming across, because remember how I saw in the meditation that you were in school? And like being in school, I mean, unless you're in kindergarten or something where it's all like snack time and play hours, you know, and naps, this feels like a bit of a, you know, like an instructive, like not, warm and cozy butterflies and cotton candy reading. But I think that that's kind of amazing because going along with the meditation, when you get upgraded and you go from kindergarten and you let's say you just like for this example, you're going from kindergarten and then you skip many grades and go right to graduate school. It's a lot less nap time, a lot less, but what you get on the other side of that is well worth the effort and reward, right? Graduate school allows you what? More freedom, greater sense of purpose with what you're doing. The opportunity on the other side of that grad school, just for an example, I don't really, school is it's not always the key or answer. It's just for, this example, I feel like you're being led through a certain, instructive manual here. But I feel like it's really cool because I don't feel like you would be, if you've ever been in like a classroom where a teacher is a little bit harder on one of the students and it's because they say like, I know you're capable of more than this, or I expect more from you. That's what this feels like, which feels like what's on the other side of this. There's a huge potential here. Whoa, you got the devil again with the shadow side and the 5 of Cups. Okay, shadow work, flipping perspective, seeing ghosts where there are none. I really feel like you are being asked to consider why you make the choices that you have made and allow that to inform you around the choices that are going to be presented to you moving forward. Okay? I also feel like this is, allowing yourself to let go and mourn what has been lost, what is gone, what has ended, right? Yeah. There's no fear. See how she looks terrified? There's really nothing to be afraid of. Right? Oftentimes, it's what's in ourselves that we find particularly scary. You know what I mean? Past pain, shadow work, trauma, all of that. Oh my God, I love this so much. Okay, so we got karma. So this is the judgment key, and I'm really loving that this is coming out with the 7 of Wands. So judgment is about, the tagline of the judgment key is look back with pleasure. This is about looking back to your past and finding peace with it, so that you can move forward feeling 100% confident about the choices that you make. Now, think about what comes, I keep on wanting to say what comes after it though, right? What's next? What comes after the judgment key is the world key. It's the last key in the major arcana, which is about successful completion and celebration. Graduation day, actually, speaking of school. Graduation day, right? Why does this feel, remember what I said about the 8 of Wands was next and what's on the other side of this, and then we're looking back in order to move forward with all of the information and feeling good about it? And what's on the other, this is like masked eclipse here, what's on the other side? You are being prepped and prepared for something, honey. And it really does feel like I said, I keep saying it, I keep feeling it, I keep hearing it. It's a huge, I feel like it's a series of upgrades. And it's like, okay. When I have clients, right, and I always say to them, it's not about why you don't have what you want, right? We've got the star at the bottom here. Great hope, faith, divine love. It's not about why you don't have what you want. It's about what within you is keeping you from what you want. Why are you not an energetic or a vibrational match to what you want? That is the question. And if you ask yourself that question, and you release any fear around seeing or receiving or being open to the answer, I'm telling you, the potential on the other side of that work is limitless. Limitless. So this is you chewing through your fear, walking around these traps. Okay, Aries, looking for your upgrade. And your clarifier here is the beautiful and gorgeous King of Cups. So much water here. So technically, you have the King and the Queen of Cups here in your reading for your 2021. And I do feel like this is rather the point as well. King of Cups, I really, is he my favorite king? He might be my favorite king. Yeah, well, maybe. He's definitely up there. I really like the King of Cups very much because he is emotional balance personified. Emotional balance is one of those things where sometimes it can be quite elusive, especially coming out of a year like we've had with 2020. I don't care who you are or where you are. 2020, there was one point or another where emotional balance was difficult to procure, right? It's difficult. But when emotional balance is achieved, right, it's that deep-seated feeling of all is well, I worry and want for nothing, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. That for me is the tagline of emotional balance. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. There is, in my opinion, there's no greater feeling than that, right? You know, I'm also really drawn to the two, can you see that? There's two dolphins in the background here with the whale. You know, another aspect of, you know, this water energy here with the queen and the king, and you have masculine, feminine, emotional balance, all of that good stuff. I also feel like another aspect of this is about the salt water, right? So salt is a cleansing and a healing agent, right? And I really do feel like, especially for if you are an empath watching this, this is just an extra special reading for you, because you are being asked to release any emotions, fears, learned behaviors, or perceived limitations that either are not yours or that you do not want to carry forward. You know, sometimes we can learn, you know, modes of thought, pattern, or behavior from observing our parents, or from directly learning it from our parents or teachers or peers, whatever have you. And I feel like you're being called upon to really cut through that stuff and release it. But in order to do that, it first has to be identified. Where am I making, in what ways in my life, and look to the past for an example, right? In what ways in my life have I made choices from fear over love? Where have I made choices, you know, with fear over faith? Well, I, you know, started this relationship and then I stayed in it. Was that out of love, or was that out of fear of being alone, or that I couldn't do right? Or was it out of love? Because even though it was difficult, I was following a feeling and I chose, you know, to believe in love and that everything was going to work out, right? Be honest with yourself about your choice making coming in the past here, right? I feel like you're being really called and invited really to observe yourself in a way, but from a place of feeling. Right? There's no King of Swords here. It's not observing yourself dispassionately so. It's doing it from a place of feeling. In order to do so, it's about connecting in with and balancing those emotions, right? Another beautiful lubricant and way to do that whenever the whale comes up is through music. I mean, get creative. You could even do your own playlist of, you know, emotional shadow work, healing, or prep for 2021 for the upgrade. Right? Allow me to upgrade and remove anything from me that is keeping me from what I want or my highest and best good. I really want a well-paying job where I want for nothing and I love what I do. Let's be honest. What's keeping me from that? Why haven't I manifested that? Oh, because I have feelings of self-worth around I'm not actually worthy of money, or I won't know what to do with it, or I'm not worth being paid what I want to be paid. Why is that? Because my dad never felt that way, and I watched him struggle and do work that he was undercompensated for his whole life. And then my mother, right? Getting honest with yourself about the root cause of what is keeping you from what you want. Okay? Because remember, we are all co-creators. We co-create every experience. We really, really do. And on the flip side of that, we also co-create every opportunity. Know what I mean? All right. Let's get y'all Goddess Oracle. Like some warm, tender Goddess love for 2021 for Aries. Yes! I love that this came out right now. Rhiannon, Q Stevie Nicks. Sorceress, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. What were we literally just talking about? And I like that she's wearing this headpiece, this veil made of stars too, and the star key popped out here in your reading. And also unicorns, that you know, horn on the head is also a point of manifestation and activation, really setting your intentions forward and manifesting them. But it's about releasing, right? Releasing to the winds, releasing to the moon. Remember the moon also with this eclipse, and then the devil energy here as well is coming up for you. What is on the dark side of your moon? What is keeping you from manifesting what you want or becoming a vibrational match to it? Again, whether that's work, relationships, a certain home, children, whatever that is for you. You got this. Aries is a very auspicious card to end on, I must say. You know, you could even, you know, commit to spending time within the moons, you know, and manifest with the moon cycles. New moons are for manifesting. Full moon is about giving thanks and gratitude to get you to the next new moon. You can think about that. It's just a way of physicalizing and actualizing, really, your intentions and energy, okay? Also, unicorns are about spiritually and artistically gifted children. So there's a children thing running throughout this as well. Actually, yeah, I thought I saw that. So this was at the bottom. Tamara, guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. You could take this literally if that resonates, but I do feel like there is this essence of connecting it with your inner child or looking at your childhood or receiving inspiration from the children around you, because children are, you could look at them as manifestational magnets, right? Why? Because they're always in the now moment and they believe that anything is possible. They don't have issues around self-worth. They're kids. The world hasn't worked on them yet, for the most part. You know what I mean? And you're being asked to, partake in that childlike energy where you believe everything is possible, where you love like you've never known hurt before, right? And manifest from that place. It's really beautiful. Woo! All right, Aries. This is your 2021 overview. I'm sending you so many blessings and so much love for a beautiful and prosperous and wonderful and musical 2021. And with that being said, thank y'all so much for being here. And as always, thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.